and see. Don't turn out the light. Something's moving in the pale moonlight. So I say, oh, oh, oh no. Close my eyes and hope I dream. Monster wants to hurt me, creature's gonna get me. Oh, mommy, help me. Boogeyman's hungry, I'm looking tasty. Daddy, come get me. Angels can't help me fight off the zombies. Oh, Lord, anybody, I'm my own worst enemy. Bedroom comes to life. In the dark, no one hears you cry. Bad dreams, holy Lord. It's a nightmare when there's witches abroad. So I'll stay tucked up, safe and sound. Yeah, right, man, there's goblins around. Am I safe in my bed? Can a duvet stop the living dead? And I say, oh, I hope so. Close my eyes and pray and dream. Monster wants to hurt me, creature's gonna get me. Oh, mommy, help me. Boogeyman's hungry, I'm looking tasty. Daddy, come get me. Toys are getting angry, boy, it's getting ugly. Cannibal frenzy, and I'm my own worst enemy. Disembodied hands, ghosts and ghouls galore. Evil invisible man, I can't take anymore. Monster wants to hurt me, creature's gonna get me. Oh, mommy, help me. Boogeyman's hungry, I'm looking tasty. Daddy, come get me. I'm not feeling sleepy, Freddy's come to get me. Oh, Lord, anybody, I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own worst enemy.
Song number 2 right here on MSI. Let's go to Tom first. Tom, your thoughts on
Yes.
number 2?
I like the song. The vocals seemed a little pitchy, but the performance on it was where it didn't constantly.
I lost your voice there after you said performance was. Can you repeat that again?
I said the performance was at a level where it didn't bother me.
Okay, continue on.
Okay, let me know if you lose me again. I'm right here.
I sure will.
If not, I'll go there.
No worries.
No worries. Yes, only if I go there. Let's see. I would have. The mix is clearer than the other mix, but I still would have liked a little bit more clarity. Overall, this is a nice little country alternative, middle of the road pop song. If I can stick any more genres in there. It definitely needs a little bit more tightening up and working, but it's I'd say it's 90% there, or maybe 80 to 90% there. And I actually liked it. The vocal was a little reminiscent of Bob Dylan's at some points, but that was just me playing mind tricks with myself. The '60s still weigh heavily upon my head. But yeah, that's it. I liked it. It just needed a better mix, better levels. The vocal was a little pitchy.
All right. I appreciate it, Tom. Thank you very much. Let's go straight over to John, find out what he thought. John?
Okay, well, firstly, the song has the potential to be, well, it's a good song. I liked it. It's quite and the arrangement has the potential to be quite an interesting arrangement. But on the system I'm listening on, in terms of sound, it felt like it needed work because the guitars are sounding, the best word I can think of is plasticky on what I'm listening on. I don't know if they're overcompressed or if it's the EQ. There's something not quite right there. Mm-hmm. The bass, a lot of the bass melodies is what keeps the whole thing going, and that was actually sounding. There's a lack of actual bass frequencies on that. It was tending to sit up there in the mid for me. Vocals, most of the way through with the vocals is very forward, and then on the pre-choruses it seems to, it's very forward with a little bit of reverb on it. On the pre-choruses it seems to go further away and sounds like he's singing in the bathroom, and that, to me, that didn't add anything to it. Mm-hmm. So there was that aspect. That's about it, really. I mean, with the right, with retracking and remixing, I think it could be a great song. Well, it's a great song. It could be a great recording, with pretty much the arrangement they've got. Also, the backing vocals are a bit over the top in the choruses. But yeah, at the moment, I think it does need work.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, John. Thank you so much. Ian, what do you think? Song number 2.
Oh, I like this. I do like this. It was quirky. It was interesting. The intro caught my attention straight away. The vocal delivery was fantastic. I mean, the whole thing to me was like Jarvis Cocker meets the Specials, meets the Cure, meets the Divine Comedy. It had lots of different influences going in there that worked really, really well together. The arrangement was good. It's the whole thing, and it was really nice to hear a song with a decent drum level behind the vocals. The drums sat really nicely, but I do agree with John. I thought the bass was fine. I thought where that sat and the sound of that suited the song perfectly. But I did find the acoustic. You were hearing more of the string hit than you were of the string sound. It was like maybe bad mic placement if it's been done with a live mic. Maybe a bit of overcompression, as John said. It sounded very metallic and no sort of real sound of the guitar coming through. That was my only criticism. I mean, it's a great song. I really, really enjoyed it.
Well, that was short and sweet. Thanks, Ian.
Yep.
Let me introduce that song to everybody. The song's name is called Kids. Kids by the Now Nows, right here on MSI. The Now Nows with Kids. We appreciate the fact that they submitted that song into us. And again, if you want to submit your music into MSI, go to msi.icweekly.net. We pull 3 randomly every week, and those are the ones that are featured on the show. We'd also like to thank Butterflies Radio for partnering with us as well. It's another place where you can get your music heard live to artists and listeners all around the world, butterfliesradio.com. They do a great little show called Twitter Tuesdays Live, where they'll give you a shout-out on Twitter and on the air every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. In fact, Ian and I were recently on that show. You can catch the rebroadcast of it this Tuesday and also the following Tuesday. And then sometime in September, I think, what is it, Tom? The 13th of September, we've got our very own Tom Chianti going to be on Twitter Tuesday Live as well.
Yes, I shall be there telling them all the behind-the-scenes secrets of what goes on here, the bamboo battles we had.
Well, that's right. So just head over to butterfliesradio.com and check that out. We appreciate the fact that they partnered with us as well. Now, gentlemen, you have the unenviable task of coming up with a Song of the Week selection. So, of the 3 songs you've heard today, I leave it to you to argue it out and find a Song of the Week.
All right, Ian.
Don't all argue at once, okay?
I personally think this is going to be a very hard week. Every song has got something to its merit in a big way. So I'm going to leave it to these two to see what they come up with.
And Tommy, what'd you say?
I said every song has major good points, but that also has, some major drawbacks. Well, not major drawbacks. I'll go first. I'll say number 2. It may need a new mix, or I don't think it needs to be re-recorded. Just readjust where the focuses are, and it's there. I think it's the most complete and closest to everything else.
Okay, John?
Yes, this is definitely a tough one, because I liked all of them. The first one for me, on what I'm listening on, is probably the nicest mix and performance, but the second one has the potential to be quirkily interesting, but I think needs redoing. And the third one is kind of thing that I like, acoustic and vocal. So choosing is difficult. At this, I think number 3. It's a tough one between 2 and 3 for me, but I think 3.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, and 1, 3. Ian, we go to you. What are your thoughts?
No, I don't know. I love all of the songs. I really, really do. I mean, if we're talking about songwriting, I'd say number 1 was the best. We look at technical a lot on this show, but it's very rare we sort of look at the songwriting itself. And the production and the songwriting on the first track, it's anthemic. You can, with a remix, that'll hit the radio and work, in my opinion. Second track, quirky, really well done. The mix was a lot better. Had a lot of influences going on there, and it's a good song. And 3, such a different beast, so sparse, a good story, great delivery. Yeah, maybe you could tweak the mix a little bit, but you can keep tweaking these things forever until you think they're right. I'm going to go really controversial now, and I'm going to go number 1.
Oh, wow. This is the first time it's ever happened on MSI. We have a 3-way tie. Now, in the event of a tie here on MSI, there's only one thing we can do, and that's go to our viewers in the chat room and find out what they think. So at this point, I'm going to ask everybody in the chat room to enter the number of the song that you believe should be Song of the Week on this week's MSI. Just a 1, a 2, or a 3, but it's now up to you guys, because obviously our panelist just hit a roadblock. And you hit a roadblock and couldn't come to a quorum, I guess. So we have a number 2 and a number 1. A number 2.
3 2s, 2 1s.
3 2s, 2 1s. I'm going to give you about 10 more seconds here.
I've got Dave Bryce Skyping me saying number 3.
Okay, so that's 1 3. So 2 is in the lead right now. Got about 5 more seconds to go. We'll see if anybody throws anything else up there to tie anything up. So we have 4 2s now. It looks like song number 2 has it for this week's Song of the Week. So,
does this mean I get to shoot Ian?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. You'll have to talk to him behind the scenes and work that out. But there you have it, the democratic vote of our panelists and our audience to decide which song is Song of the Week for this week on MSI. John, we really want to thank you for joining us this week. We had a great time, as always, whenever you come on the show. We really enjoy it.
And thanks for the three-way tie.
I've never had a three-way on the show before.
So we really appreciate you, John. We again would like to thank you and GeForce Software for offering up that copy of Imposcar 2 for us to give away on the show. And do you want to remind everybody what the question was for that?
Yes. How many filter types does Imposcar 2 have?
Okay. Well, thanks again, John. We appreciate it. And if you have a guess as to what you believe the answer to that question is, or you want to go find out, go to geforcesoftware.com. You'll be able to find the answer on the site. You can also download a demo of Imposcar 2 there. You have until the 4th of September to get your answer into us. The 4th of September, email your answer at msi@icweekly.net, and we're going to take all of the correct answers and do a random drawing to see who will win that copy of Imposcar 2. Again, John, thanks so much for being here. People can find out more about Imposcar 2, GeForce Software, and you over at geforcesoftware.com, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate the fact you were here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much.
Cheers, John.
Ian, Tom, thank you as well. Everybody in the chat room, we'd like to thank you. We certainly hope that everybody shows up again next week on the show. Ian, who's going to be our guest panelist next week?
We've got a surprise new guest panelist next week. We've got a guy called Lee Hegarty, who's an old friend of mine. He's a professional guitarist. He's just recently recorded on the Ruts' new album. They were a big punk band in the 70s over here in England. They've got back together, and he's taken over the guitar on that. So he's going to come and join us.
All right, looking forward to that. Hope you guys are too. And we're going to play out today with Kids from the Now Nows. Enjoy. Thanks for being with us on this week's MSI.